William Thomas Brett, sonar technician, second class. Well, the Norris came back from Vietnam in April, and about 2 or 3 days after it came back, I went on board it. So I wasn't actually in a combat zone for the most time after that, because the turnaround usually of a ship when it came back in was about 6 years before it went back, to Nam when I was in, basically. But I made 3 med cruises during the time I was on board it, and we were up in the Black Sea twice. And we'd have to, as soon as you went up in the Black Sea, you had to use your Russian buddy, tin can, follow you all the way around the Black Sea and stuff like that. Planes over, Russian planes overhead and all. And that was interesting, and type of things. Nothing ever really happened, but we used to do plane guard also in the Mediterranean, and sometimes you get a Russian tin can trying to mess up the carriers. A carrier had to stay on a steady course when they had planes up. And once in a while, and what we did was what they call plane guarding for the carrier. And sometimes it was like a war game that the Russians played along with us. And they'd get out in front of the carrier and they'd try to make the carrier change its course. And I remember one time we had this Russian tin can, trying to mess around with the carrier for about 2 days. Finally, our captain got fed up, and he made a sharp right toward that this Russian destroyer, full speed ahead. And I happened to be off watch, so I was watching this all happen, and about maybe 200-300 yards before we would have hit him right at midships, the black smoke come up out of him, and he backed down and got out of there, and he didn't bother us no more after that, but it got to be a scary few minutes for a while, just things like that. It was like a lot of us, sailed on tin cans had, similar experiences like that. It was like a game we always played with the Russians at the time, it's considered a Cold War, but we were always, like testing each other a little bit. Basically, after a while, sometimes in the med too, we'd come up alongside each other and stuff. But for the most part, they would be up there taking pictures of us with their cameras, and we'd be doing the same thing. One time in the Black Sea, we had a Russian tin can. It was a game you played. He come up real close alongside of us, and the trainable hedgehog mount. I just decided, me and another guy at the time, we decided to train the trainable hedgehog mount around, and they were just dummy test torpedoes on the hedgehog mount. But just training the mount around made the Russian tin can go to general quarters. But we thought that was kind of funny, so we turned brought the hedgehog mount back, aimed, straight ahead instead of that down, but it was just little games like that you played with each other. But I was like gradually I was the leading sonar technician on board and stuff like that. And the main thing was if we went to GQ or something, then we all, manned at our battle stations, stuff like that. But it was, and the maintenance and the upkeep of the hedgehog mount and the sonar computer up in UV plot and things like that. And we had some other ones. I also worked on the photometer and, underwater telephone. We called it Gertrude. But with underwater telephone, we could either talk to a submarine, or they could actually, or would do it with Morse code, like little maybe 3-letter things, and in the sub had a book, and we had a code book, and we knew what it meant. And so that was interesting, that part there. And porpoises, of course, we were always talking back and forth to a porpoise. And if you imitated or made a sound, that porpoise would learn it just like that. And it would come right back, you'd hear it on the underwater telephone, or Gertrude, as we called it.